I'm just eating, and I wanted to talk to you about what GTF2 said about me. I apparently was some sort of experiment because Queen Elizabeth was looking for a boy in the lineage to seek the throne one day. Apparently, this is what I was told, and she came over to Canada to try to have a boy. Apparently at some point in her life, but she had Amy, I guess, apparently, or Annette, or whatever her real name is. I don't know what would be her ID. And I was basically an experiment to see if Amy would have a boy. I was one of the very first artificial inseminations. They took one of Justin Trudeau's sperm, apparently, and he was too big. Amy said he had too much of a big penis. He would not fit in there. Apparently, like father, like son, right? So yeah, I was apparently one of the very first artificial inseminations in humans, and I was put in secrecy, over time. After about 6 months, after I was born out of a C-section. Apparently, and Amy, they both fought so Amy would keep me. They went against what was originally planned, I guess, because Amy, as a mother, fell in love with her boy. She loved her son. She did not want to give me up. Apparently, that's what they said. That she wanted to keep me. She decided to keep me, but unfortunately, since I was a boy and future king to the throne, they wanted to keep me in secrecy. Because it would have been a little controversial, and they wanted me to be safe, in some way. And I was not safe, that's the problem. They put me with family they thought I would be best with because they had, a gardery, or, they were taking care of other people's kids, they thought I would be, well placed, and I ended up being mistreated and stuff, but they apologized for that, But they were monitoring me all my life via satellite, via electronic means, computers, my phones, learning about me, my employment history, they know basically everything about my life, when I was at school, every school project I would do on the computer, Amy would find out, she would, when I went to the library, rented books, she would check the registry and what kind of books I was taking, that she said, my mother kept in touch, yeah, she monitored me from afar, on her free time, learning about her son, yes, GTF2 has basically monitored me my entire life, by electronic means. My school, check my grades at school, for one, how good I was doing. Check my Facebook, for example, what I was doing, what kind of games I was playing online, or when I on my free time, when I use the computer to look up cheat codes or guides or stuff on the internet, on GameFAQs or whatever. Amy and GTF2 would at least know what kind of games I was playing. What I was into. So they noticed I had like a certain affinity for certain games, right? Like Doom 3, I was a big fan of the game Doom 3 in high school, and Halo, and stuff. They didn't plan on revealing these things to me. I was really supposed to be kept in secret. Till such a time would come that they would need to tell me. So apparently I'm a Queen Elizabeth's grandson, making me the rightful king to the throne. Yeah. Apparently, that's what they said. I would be next in line for the throne. Apparently, based uh, after Queen Elizabeth's death, I would have been supposed to be by birthright the actual king. So King Charles is not the rightful king. Apparently, that's what they said. I would be the rightful king to the English throne. You know? And apparently, yeah, Queen Elizabeth ordered my protection when she was alive. You know, apparently, they said because the states wanted me dead. Apparently, they didn't. The U.S. government wanted me dead for some reason. They were scared. They were scared I would destroy the states or destroy the world or ruin like government or they were scared I would cause a lot of problems. I guess down the road. You know, and apparently. You know, there were certain circumstances in my birth that led them to believe that I may be Jesus Christ. You know, they were scared that I was coming to destroy the world. You know, that I was here to get revenge. You know, and the U.S. government wanted me dead. You know, and I think they still want me dead. You know, and so that's why I was kind of put in secrecy. You know, under a secret identity. You know. And was not informed, and I was put with an adopted family somehow. I'm not sure exactly the circumstances. They didn't tell me every little detail. They said some of it is on need to know basis. You know, like your real date of birth. You know, your mother's real name and her date of birth. You know, that has to stay confidential. They did say if you want to know, you were a Libra. You know, you're not a Gemini. You're a Libra. You were born around that time frame. You were a Libra. You know, damn right, yeah. Yeah, my mother would have been a Gemini. That's what they said. Not a Scorpio. She would have been a Gemini. So you know, that's what they told me. Yeah, I would technically be the rightful king to the throne. Whether I want the power or not, I would happen to be the rightful king. And I just happen to be, you know, an active GTF member, you know, working, you know, for on behalf of the Canadian Forces. You know, as a Canadian citizen, me being royalty, I would possibly have to move to England. And I'm sure England is a really nice place, but I would kind of miss Canada deep down. I would kind of miss it, you know. I'm not sure I would want to move to England, you know. I would rather live in Gagetown and work in the lab, yeah. That would be my personal choice. I would rather work for GTFU on the base in Gagetown than go to England, you know. And so I don't know what we'll do, you know. I might just shut up and let King Charles pretend he's king, you know. I don't know. I don't care. It's up to GTFU to make that decision. Is there a way I can be the rightful king on the throne and still live in Canada and still work for GTF2 at Gagetown? Is there a way we could make it legit but let me stay in Canada? For you, we would do it? Okay. Because I don't want to necessarily move out of Canada, you know. I love my country. You know, that's the thing. I love my country. I love my rights. I have rights, you know, and freedoms, you know, and I value them a lot. You know, it's very important to me. You know, I am a proud Canadian citizen, and I never set foot in England. I'm sure it's a nice place. I'm sure it's a nice country. You know, it must have beautiful buildings and stuff, and it must be a nice place. You know, must have friendly people. But I never set foot in England. You know, I would visit though. Yeah, I would love to visit the King's Palace. You know, Birmingham Palace. I would still love to visit. You know, I would still love to visit England since I'm rightful king. You know, London and stuff. You know? I would definitely take a plane trip. You know, maybe a few days, visit England and come back. You know, just for shits and giggles, visit England. You know, that would be cool. Visit London. You know? But I would not stay forever, you know. I would come back to Canada, you know. I think I'm better. I would be better off in Gagetown where I can actually be useful, you know. Damn right, yeah. That's what I honestly believe. I'd rather be at the base, working. Or period. Not that I have much more work to do, because I feel most of my work is done. All I've done. What else could I do? But I will be working with one of my daughters, Amber. I'm sure we can both kind of work together for her ideas. Maybe I can help her, or vice versa. Maybe she can help me. Her idea would be to kind of recycle Halo into nanobots, and it's near impossible to do, I guess. But she insists that she wants to do it, and kind of do like Fox die in Metal Gear, nano machines that heal the body. And soldiers could have practical use one day. That's what she kind of wants to do. She has other ideas, but yeah, her idea. That's how she would try to resurrect Jub Jub, would be with nanobots. That was her idea. That's Amber's idea. That you could always just use some nanobots. And technology is not advanced enough to do that. It's way, way, way off. And she would push it. She would work on it. Among other things. She has other ideas that she did not want to say. She said she would rather speak to GTF2 in person, and because she does not want her ideas compromised. She does not want other countries to find out her ideas, and she does not want her ideas stolen. By bad people, or she does not want to take that risk. She said she would rather wait in person and tell GTF2 what are some of her ideas. So yeah, I think me and my family, we'd be better off in Gagetown. Yeah. And all my kids want to pitch in. As a special thank you for printing them. I would, like I said, visit England. Yeah, I would visit the palace. Yeah, of course. I'm rightful king. And it may be possible down the road. We could go for a family trip. Yeah, go with the family and visit England. Maybe. It would be kind of nice, a family vacation. Kind of see England. For future, maybe, and we don't know yet what we're gonna do. Are we gonna dethrone King Charles? Since I'm rightful king, technically we should. We should be doing it, but again, he has been put in power. There's not much I can do. It would be up to GTF2 to work on it. And it would have to have some sort of formal ceremony, I guess. I don't know. But like I said, I would wish to stay in Canada. That's the thing. I want to visit England. Yeah, take pictures and stuff. Visit England. And see. They didn't say where I was born. They didn't want to give out all details. But it is what it is. I am Canadian. There you go. Yeah, they said my mother was also Air Force, top of Secret Service for GTF2. She was a guard for Justin Trudeau for a while. That's how they met and stuff. Like I said, my mom said he was just too big. Anyways, we had to do it by artificial insemination. They were not necessarily a couple. They were just happened to be good friends, I guess. So yeah, there you go. I'm apparently rightful king. I should be dethroning King Charles. Damn right, yeah. Some details were not said, kept in secret.